This is as I said, it's a trailer that just came out today for The Munsters, Rob Zombie's The Munsters. You may or may not have been looking forward to this. I don't know. I like Rob Zombie and like some of his stuff. Let's have Nick tell us a little bit about his history with Rob Zombie, with The Munsters, and leading up to this, and how he feels about all of that, and over just his basic thoughts on how he felt about this trailer.
No, in all honesty, I don't really know much about the Munsters. I was a huge Addams Family fan more than Munsters, just because of the material. I knew Munsters were famous and comedic. I think as Fred Gwynn was Herman Munster. I like Fred Gwynn, and something I with Rob Zombie. We talked about this just a second ago. I like Devil's Rejects. I don't really like House of a Thousand Corpses. Him doing the Munsters is it's one of his favorite properties of all time. I think Dragula, is that a Munsters?
Yeah, that's their car, and that's what.
Yeah,
on
he's
his first album.
Yeah.
Or his first
Right.
solo album, his one of the most popular songs.
And the teaser for this movie looked actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like a pretty decent trailer. Then the fucking trailer was put out today, and oh my god, this is a travesty. I like I said to you, you already heard. This is one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. It looks like it's shot on an iPhone. It looks like a fan-made film. Their sound is absolutely horrendous. It looks like they have no boom mics, and I don't know. It looks like a cheaply done fan-made film, and Universal should be embarrassed by this. Maybe this is just a terrible trailer, but Rob Zombie's past and history, I know I know you like some of his films. He's a director that has a lot of passion behind what he does, but it just feels like there's no creativity there.
I liked Rob Zombie's music back in the day when he was with White Zombie, and I enjoyed his music when he just went the Rob Zombie route. His movie career, I was excited for House of a Thousand Corpses, his first film, because I really enjoyed his music, and I was like, hell yeah, Rob Zombie. But I was excited to see it because it was Rob Zombie. I did not like House of a Thousand Corpses. The words hate come to mind. I really didn't like it. I really liked The Devil's Rejects. I thought that was awesome. So anyway, his movies have been very hit or miss with me. So that's where I was with Rob Zombie. The Munsters, I'm aware of the Munsters. It came on when I was a kid. Reruns. But I wasn't, like you said, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I was aware enough of it. I was more into Addams Family. When I heard that he was going to be doing this, I was like, you know what, that's a great fit. And I will be interested to see what Rob Zombie does with a more family-friendly environment. Because he's always done, ultra-violent, hard R material, and that is kind of his persona. So I was interested to see how that was going to turn out. Like you said, the first trailer of this, I was like, there's not a lot of nostalgia in there for me. Some of it I get and I see, I'm aware of, but I was like, okay, yeah, right on. I will say the end of the teaser, when it went to color, I was like, okay, that's a choice, because it's well known for being in black and white. But the Addams Family went to color, even though it had a very muted color palette. And then we got this trailer this morning. I'm gonna just say I didn't like this trailer. I'm not saying I won't like the movie. This trailer was not what I was expecting, and it didn't do it for me. It looked cheap, and that's not to say that. I think that all the stuff on screen looked accurate from what I remember or what I know of the Munsters. They built the house and the costume. It all looks Munsters appropriate for the original show. The characters, I guess, are acting like they did back then, like the Herman Munster, that whole thing. All that works. The look of it, it looks like it's shot on video. First of all,
yeah, it looks cheap. It looks real cheaply done.
The lighting or something's off. I don't know. It's usually lighting, but it looks really cheap. It sounds bad. The sound, like you said, it's no boom. It's all shot in cameras. I don't know, but the sound is really off. Now, I got thoughts about this, and I'll get to those in a minute. It's really fucking colorful, really colorful. And going from what we're used to seeing with the Munsters, black and white, to colorful as hell was kind of jarring, and not in a good way. When the Addams Family did it with the Barry Sonnenfeld movies in the 90s, if you look at those movies, they have a very muted kind of color palette. They're in color, but it's very mute. It's almost like they dressed everyone for black and white, and everything is dark and dreary, and it fits, and it works in with the whole Addams Family vibe they had going. This was silly, and I know the show was silly. That's the thing. The show is kind of laugh track, kind of goofy, silly with these. That's the juxtaposition between these monster characters being in regular wherever they moved to. I can't remember, but because there was a part of the trailer that showed it in black and white, or maybe I'm thinking of the teaser. I don't know. That looked fine. I think switching it to color, or at least these vibrant colors, does not do it any. It looks like they filmed it. It didn't look so cheap. It didn't look like it was shot on video when it was in black and white. It's almost like they shot it for black and white and then added color, because the colors are so damn vibrant. And I'm like, I think maybe that might be doing it an injustice.
Like you said, I think if they had done it in black and white, I think maybe we'd have much more positive vibes to it. Like, it doesn't feel like, if they add some graininess to it, maybe like 4:3 ratio or something like that, I think it could work.
Well, that's another one of the things is I was wondering, am I off the mark here? Is the sound, the look, all of that, is it on purpose? Are they doing it? Is he doing it because this is based on and supposed to be reminiscent of the TV show? And the TV show would have been, I don't know if it was on video or not back then, but it would have, it would have had that cheaper look. It would have had the cheaper audio of the day. Is he trying to be so authentic to the show that it's coming off as looking bad? Because it's a movie, a modern movie. And it just, I think we were expecting the Addams Family. Because if you look at the Addams Family show as opposed to the movie, they're reminiscent of each other, of course, but they are different in their look, their style, and it worked. This, I think maybe he was staying too close to the source material, which I know people say don't stray too far from it. I think he stayed too close in style and tone and look, and that is going to be a detriment. I would say, as of right now, from what I've seen, put that shit in fucking black and white. Put it in black and white. It's a kid's movie or family movie. I don't mind it being goofy because that's what the Munsters are. What the story will be and all that, I don't know. Maybe it'll work. But I'm going to have a hard time looking past the look of this film. And I really hope that they get some constructive criticism from this trailer. And maybe I'm the minority, or we're the minority. Maybe other people are like, I love the look. I don't see how, but maybe they are. I haven't seen any, because it just came out today. I haven't seen any other people talk about it as of yet. But I just put that shit in black and white, or mute the colors. Bring the colors down and do something with, I don't know, do some fucking movie magic, because the look of it is really off-putting to me right now. It was so much so that it's hard for me to take in what's going on in the story, because the look is so cheap. And I know that the movie had money behind it. Like, they spent a lot of meticulous time making the costumes in the house and all that, and the car and whatnot. So I know that there was a lot of love and care put into it, but I'm not seeing that on screen. That's not what you're portraying with this, because I was not blown away by this trailer.
You can't hate on Rob Zombie for wanting to make films that appeal to him. And, like, as bad as like half his movies are, I mean, at least he knows what he wants to do. It's just, when you're dealing with something like the Munsters, which is, like the Addams Family, a very popular horror comedy family show, and this is what you're producing, it's almost like you're just doing things to do things. And I don't know. The other thing that the Addams Family had, though, that this movie doesn't, it has like people like Raul Julia and Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd, Christina Ricci. Mm-hmm. The second movie is probably funnier than the first movie, and it has like fantastic Barry Sonnenfeld directing. It's produced, I think by maybe Tim Burton or something like that. I don't remember, but it had cast that you knew. Like, here, most people don't know who Daniel Roebuck is, and most people only know Sherry Moon Zombie as being his wife and being in every movie he's in.
She's the only one that anybody really knows. I mean, there's George Garcia as Floop. I mean, people just know him as the guy from Lost. You got the Grandpa Munster is Daniel Roebuck, and then Jeff Daniel Phillips is Herman, and Richard Brake or Brack.
Yeah, Richard Blake was in Free from Hell.
He's he's a doctor. He's somebody. Of course, Sherry Moon Zombie. She's in everything he makes. I'm with you though. I think that it could be. I want to see him do something other than just grindhouse ass horror. I want to see, because he's talked about years ago. He was trying to get this movie about hockey, some hockey team off the ground. Really? He just never could quite get it. It was a true story biopic about this hockey team somewhere, I don't know. And he was like really passionate about that and just couldn't get it going. So this could be that, hey, it's still kind of, because you say Rob Zombie and the Munsters. I was like, yep, that's fit. Maybe this could be that transition where, hey, I can do family stuff. Let me try something else. I'd love to see it. I love those stories where you have someone who plays against type. The movie might be hilarious. It might be great. But this trailer ain't doing it no favors, in my opinion. But I'm not a Munsters purist. Maybe the purists are just like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. But I go back to the Addams Family. The movies had a totally different, even tone to a degree. The tone was even a bit different. That was Barry Sonnenfeld's thing. I mean, he put his stamp of approval on it. I feel like I'm afraid that this is more like Halloween 1 with Rob Zombie. He's making something, and he at least feels beholden to what came before it. So he's like sticking too close to it. It didn't work out for Halloween. I don't think it's going to work out here. I hope it does. I mean, I don't want any movie to be bad. So I'm hoping this is good, and maybe this is just a bad trailer. Because we've seen that before happen. You know, you get great movies have terrible fucking trailers. Nobody sees them, and then years later you find out, oh, that movie was awesome. It just had a terrible fucking trailer. Because this trailer sucked. I know we really didn't talk about what happened in the trailer much. That's because I honestly couldn't pay attention to what happened because of just the technical aspects of the trailer. But that is the Munsters in a nutshell.